full day for soccer in our nation's capital. Clear skies, no wind, temperatures pushing 80. It is a fitting conclusion to MLS 2000 as the top two teams in the regular season will be battling for the MLS Cup.
It's a year that meant so much. I remember it so vividly. We were so lean and mean, but we were so unified as a group and working together, and everything's carried over since then. And the year 2000 started, and we had preseason, and we had looked pretty good. And then we went on that great run, best run in the league history with Baton, 10-0-2, and you know, this stuff is important for the landscape of sport.
We were a group of people, individuals, not just players, but staff members as well, that came to Kansas City. A lot of cast-offs, people that no other clubs wanted. And we came together as a group and formed very quickly in the early part of that season.
Zavagnin. Oh, carries Zavagnin! Makes it a 2-1 game. What a shot from a guy not noted for goal scoring.
I think the group had a point to prove, wanted to prove themselves individually, but collectively as the season went on, started to gain a lot of momentum. And so I think that group had a lot of determination, a lot of grit. And when I look at the trophy and think about that season, I think it was an outstanding group that had an incredible amount of motivation to be successful.
Para Henderson, estaba fuera de juego, ¡golazo!
I'd just come off two back-to-back national championships at Indiana. I had come into a team that was close to worst in the league, and I didn't know how I was going to fit in. It was all about the team, right? I mean, it was about the older guys who had the experience, national team guys, international guys, the domestic young guys, and we all kind of came together at the right time. We didn't get a lot of respect, I think, that year, so for us, we had a lot to prove. You know, Bob Gansler and Brian Bliss obviously had a plan. Collectively, and I said this earlier, you know, we were part of something special, and I don't think we really truly realized it until years and decades later.
It was never all fair. And maybe life isn't always all fair, right? And I think we had a bunch of capable individuals, blessed individuals in other respects as well, not only soccer ability, who just felt that perhaps soccer just hadn't done for them yet what it promised to be. And I think that was a bonding factor, right? That was a bonding factor. We didn't feel sorry for ourselves, but we knew, given the opportunity, that we could shine. And they did. And they did.
Again, that was my first final, playing at RFK, the old RFK. And I didn't expect anything less from myself. I didn't expect anything less from my teammates. I know the same was felt amongst our team and the organization, right? So looking back at it, we were for sure the underdog. We got little to no respect. You know, Bob Bradley was at the helm, and Chicago was supposed to win.
I remember that was the team that when we went to Soldier Field after that 10-0-2 start, that was the team that gave us, if I'm not mistaken, our first loss of the season. So we were neck and neck throughout the whole season in the battle for the Supporters' Shield. So it was fitting that the two best teams were going into the final. We knew their firepower. We knew how good they were, and so our ability to sustain the 1-0 lead going into halftime and through halftime was kind of a mark of how we were as a team over the course of the year. We were defensively exceptional. In the game itself, Tony Miola probably had the game of his life. But you know, if you look at the outcome and how the game unfolded in the final, it was a lot of what our season was all about. Opportunistic, with the chances we took on the attacking side, but incredibly stout defensively. And we needed that in the final. It carried us throughout the course of the season, gave us a supporter shield, and ultimately a trophy.
You could say that they were unfortunate, but again, Tony came up big. Miklos Molnar came up big. I remember the week leading up to training, Miklos was, probably even the weeks, Miklos was fatigued. He needed to kind of stay rejuvenated and find himself, and very rarely would he maybe train with the team. But he would ride the bike, he would swim, and he would come in, on the weekends and help. And obviously Preki with his magical left foot, we felt the pressure, I think, yes, but we overcame it by a collective great performance.
We won our only supporter shield ever that year, our first MLS Cup. But, it was also the first championship in Kansas City of 2000 that we had since the 85 Royals. But after that, after we won, first of all, it kept us in Kansas City. And I don't know if this 2000 team didn't achieve what we did on and off the field, that we would have this beautiful facility, or we have the World Cup coming to Kansas City, or again, all the other facilities we built around the city. So it is really something that I truly believe the legacy that this team did. It really did so much for not only our club, but for Kansas City.
You could dream, but a lot of work has taken place between that first trophy and today. And there's always been in the history of our club a what's next moment. And the 2000 championship team was, of course, after MLS awarded Kansas City with a franchise, that what's next moment was the 2000 championship. We've had many since, and I think the exciting journey of our club within the sport in our city is always looking forward to what's coming next. And not only am I proud of what happened in 2000 and beyond, I'm also really excited about what's coming our way in the future.